All right, let's dive into a really cool puzzle from the world of biology, simple sugars. Now, you hear simple sugar and you probably think, well, it's simple, right? But what if I told you that two sugars could have the exact same chemical recipe down to the last atom, yet be completely different things? One is our body's main fuel source, and the other is what makes an apple taste so sweet. Turns out, the secret isn't in the recipe at all. It's in the shape. Let's get into it. I mean, think about it like this. Imagine you have a recipe for a cake. You use the exact same ingredients in the exact same amounts to make two cakes. But when you taste them, one is totally different from the other. How on earth is that possible? Well, that's the exact same mystery we're looking at today, just on a molecular level. So let's look at our two main suspects. Over here we have glucose, blood sugar, the stuff that powers our cells. And on the other side, fructose, or fruit sugar. Now look closely at their formulas. C6H12O6 for glucose and C6H12O6 for fructose. They're identical. 6 carbon atoms, 12 hydrogen, 6 oxygen. So if the ingredients are exactly the same, what gives? Okay, to crack this puzzle, we have to start thinking like molecular architects. We've got to look at the basic blueprint of these sugars to find the tiny little differences that change, well, everything. So every simple sugar, what scientists call a monosaccharide, is built from 3 main things. First, you've got a backbone made of carbon atoms, all linked up in a chain. Then you have a bunch of hydrogen and oxygen atoms stuck onto that backbone. But here's the crucial part, the third piece, a special little cluster of atoms called a functional group. This group is basically the molecule's ID badge. It's what tells you what kind of sugar you're dealing with. Let's look at the first ID badge. When you have a specific functional group, it's called an aldehyde group, sitting right at the very end of that carbon chain, we call that sugar an aldose. And wouldn't you know it, our friend glucose is the textbook example of an aldose. But what happens if that functional group is a little different and in a different spot? If you have a ketone group, which is a similar idea, a carbon double bonded to an oxygen, but it's tucked inside the chain instead of at the end, you get a whole different category of sugar, a ketose. And that right there is fructose. So, boom, there's our first huge clue. The location of just one little group of atoms is what separates glucose from fructose. But that's just scratching the surface. Believe it or not, that's not even the biggest secret. Okay, this is where things get really, really cool. We're moving beyond the flat 2D blueprint and into the wild world of 3D shape. This idea is the absolute key to unlocking the whole puzzle. The magic word here is chirality. It's a fancy word that basically just means handedness. It describes anything that can't be perfectly stacked on top of its own mirror image. It might sound kind of abstract, but I promise you use this principle every single day. Go on, try it with me right now. Hold up your left hand and now your right hand. See, they're perfect mirror images of each other. But now, try to lay one directly on top of the other so they line up perfectly, palm to palm. You can't do it. Your thumbs point in opposite directions, your fingers don't match. That right there, that's chirality. And this handedness isn't just some weird molecular party trick. It is, and I mean this literally, a complete game changer in biology. Why? Because our bodies, our cells, our enzymes, they are all built to recognize and interact with very specific handed molecules. All right, code breakers, it's time. We've got our clues, the functional groups, and the whole 3D shape thing. Let's put it all together and finally solve this glucose versus fructose mystery once and for all. Let's just lay it all out here. They start with the same formula, right? C6H12O6. But that's where the similarities end. Glucose is an aldose with its key group on the end. Fructose is a ketose with its group tucked inside. And because of that one small difference, their entire 3D arrangement, their actual shape in space, is completely different. And there it is. That's the solution to the puzzle. It's not about the ingredients at all. It's about the architecture. A tiny, tiny twist in the 3D arrangement of just a few atoms is what creates two wildly different molecules from the exact same recipe. So, we've cracked the how, but that brings us to the most important question. So what? Why does this tiny difference in molecular shape matter so much in the real world? Well, for starters, let's talk about taste. If we say regular table sugar is our baseline, a solid 100 on the sweetness scale, glucose comes in at about 75. pretty sweet. But look at fructose. Whoa, it's way up there at 170. It's almost twice as sweet. And the reason is simple. Its unique 3D shape fits perfectly into the sweet taste receptors on your tongue, kind of like a key sliding into a lock. And that whole lock and key idea goes way beyond just taste. Inside our bodies, we have these little protein machines called enzymes that break down molecules for energy. And these enzymes are incredibly picky about shape. The shape of glucose is the perfect key for the locks on our cells, allowing them to use it for energy right away. Fructose, with its different shape, is a different key. It doesn't fit those same locks, so it has to go on a different journey, mostly through the liver, to get processed. Their shape literally dictates their entire job in our body. So if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's that structure is everything. A tiny shift in a molecule's architecture changes it from cellular fuel to the sweet taste of an apple. Which leaves you with a pretty amazing question to think about, right? If a simple little molecular twist gives us something as wonderful as the sweetness of fruit, what other incredible secrets are just hiding in the shapes of the millions of other molecules that make up our entire world?